gentlemen, I'm new and I don't know what to do. So on the stream today, I thought I would do a brand new intro guide. I'll talk about some things that may be advantageous for your knowledge systems. So say that you just started. Hopefully you got the launcher running. If you're curious as to I want to play the game. What do I do? You can probably just Google it, right? Just come on over to CatseyeXI private server. Is that a referral guide? Oh my god! Hey, oh yeah! Make sure you choose me, Bassett, Bassett, as your referral guy. All right, calm down. But we'll just go over to CatseyeXI. I don't know why that was in there. Private server. I think you just do CatseyeXI like that. It'll bring up. Yes. So, is this it? Yeah, here you go. So come over to the home page. You scroll over to download, and you can do the download. The team has a really easy setup process. So, you just download the installer, and then it'll say yes, yes, yes. You got to sit there and be present. You can't just leave the room. But you get add-ons installed. You get some DAT packs, some configuration stuff that is all on there. So it's a one button install basically. You do have it is separate from your character creation. So you have to create your character on the website, and you got to choose which game mode you want to play. If you're playing Crystal Warrior, that has its own thing. If you're playing Ace account, that has its own thing. I think there's other players from the Wings era, so they're also in the server as well. But just go over to your account, you create your character, and show up here. When you're creating your character, you can make all the choices, right? You can choose what account you want to have, and so do the research on the about page. Probably has plenty of information as to which account you want to create, and has a lot of custom content that's included. So there is some overlap in content between the two, or between the different accounts, I should say. But just read up, see what you think. Okay, so once you've created a character and you've downloaded the launcher, you can then launch. I like launch. Say yes, I would like to play you, please. Something else to take note is, you can access through the launcher menu. You can access homepage there directly, so it goes right to the homepage. So you don't need to Google it. You can then check your profiles, which when you click on your profile here in the menu, that's how you can make adjustments. Like if you want to make adjustments on things, right? You can change how the gamepad looks. You can change your window size, your menu size. I did this because I'm old and I can't see. I'm actually playing in front of a 60-inch television. So if you're watching me play and you see my head bobble around. But I did have LASIK surgery, so my eyes are 20/20, but I'm still blind. But you change the window size, make it smaller. I think set my menu size smaller, and then I could see the text and things better. Keep in mind that doesn't actually improve the graphics. It's still it's all pixelated, but still. Anyway, so you can also open the what's the pad tool? Is that so? If you are playing on controller, that's right. Let me remember. My brain is remembering. You can access here if you want to play on controller. You can set that up. XI input. I'm playing on a Xbox controller, so you can set that up and then have that your go-to stuff. You can also change, if you wanted to augment the how the controller functions or anything like that. Other than that, I wish I could. I do have a video on the channel for Horizon XI where I kind of go over the basic control scheme of the keyboard, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what buttons do what. So sorry, you'd have to look at that, or maybe I could post something in the video description. I'll do that. I'll put in the video description on the YouTube channel. I'll put a key or what's that called? Like where you put a button layout or whatever. That way it'll map and I'll lay that out. Add-ons are super important. So if you come over to the top, click on your add-ons. Scroll through here. If you click on an add-on, it'll give you a description of what it is. But here we'll just talk about it real fast. I don't know. Ashen Bubs is like a graphic texture, so it changes the way it looks, where you can do like overlays. It's pretty nice. I'd recommend the music option. Just changes the music in game, so you can either opt for the traditional music or like Space Roasts. Space Roast has different music. Combined maps would be additional information put on your in-game map, so that's real nice. Deeps is your damage meter, so if you want to see big numbers, makes your PP hard. Throw deeps in there, that way you can see who spends way too much time in the game grinding to get their weapons to crank out the damage. You know who you are. Find all, that's would allow you to, it's a slash command in game. It allows you to like navigate. I don't know how it works exactly, but it'll allow you to find things in your inventory. There's a lot of inventory space that's available, right? You can probably hold like over 1,000 things in your inventory. So if you want to look for things, that way you're not farming something for hours and then just to realize it was actually in your mug safe. I've done that. Hardware mouse. I'm not sure what that does. I'm assuming it has something to do with your mouse if you're playing on mouse and key. It doesn't really give a description. Legacy AC. Again, I don't know. Chris, you're terrible at this. Why aren't you explaining it right? I wish I knew. Well, I guess in-game, type load Legacy AC. AC, what would that stand for? Chat, help me out. Chat. No one is in the chat room. Got it. Minimap, that's pretty simple. That's just displays a minimap in the corner. You can type /mm in game, and then it'll pop up a box. You can then manipulate the minimap. I'll do that real fast in game and show you what that looks like. Multi-send. I don't know. Nameplate. That changes the nameplates above characters. Screenshot. I assume that has something to do with... why is it not giving me any descriptions on things? That's strange. Why is this? Huh. It should. I thought it would give you like a... It used to at one time. I remember that. Shorthand, I think that allows for like entries. Like if you're trying to load an add-on or something, you can type in shorthand as opposed to typing the entire command out. Third party, I don't know. Tune, I know that changes the graphics of what... I actually have that turned on. I like the way it gives like a cell-shaded effect to your characters. It looks different from the old graphic style. Okay, well, so like all the blue plugins were never... They don't have any description. Interesting. No additional information. No, I don't want to copy the text. Thank you. Okay. All right. Sorry, boys. Maybe put them in the comments if you know, or yell at me in game or something, or scream at the TV, punch me in the face. Choke me, daddy. All right. Aspect. Forces the game into an aspect ratio to match Windows resolution. You could click this. There's also an option in-game in the configure menu to manipulate the aspect. Like if you want your TV to be 16 by 9 or 4 by 3. And if you're playing on a monitor, I'm playing on a television, so it's all 16 by 9. But if you're playing on a monitor that has like a goofy, it's really stretched or something. Auto join handles party invites. You can also navigate the menu to join parties. Auto respond. I don't know. It enables marking yourself AFK and automatically responding to tells in a set message. That's interesting. Blue check. It's a helper add-on to assist with tracking learned blue spells. It's an in-game UI. That'd be nice. I do it all on paper. I have pad and paper and pen that I track stuff on. Old auto join. We did that one. Bluemon. It monitors learn blue spells and announces them with color. Probably just makes it easier to know when you learn. There is already a text, like after you kill the monster, it'll be like yellow and it'll say you learned the spell or whatever. Blue sets, you can manage blue spell sets easily with slash commands. That could be worth if you have multiple blue sets with magic spells. Because as a hey Pacino, how's it going? Lurking. Oh my God, you creep. What was I saying? Blue set. Oh, because Blue Mage has the ability to like stack different like job traits. So you could have a set for like a resting. Like if you stack a bunch of blue spells that all contribute to Clear Mind, you could rest. But then those spells probably aren't good for being offensive. Cast like being like in a battle. I'm always offensive, but so that way you could probably swap between the spells easier than actually having to go into your blue spell menu and swapping them in or out. Call for help block. That's nice. It just prevents call for help. That's what that does is say you're in trouble, monster attacks you, you call for help on it, and then everyone in the area can fight it, but you don't get drops or experience points. So you want to block that if you're fighting like a boss or a big guy with lots of good loot. You don't want to accidentally call for help on it because then it like nullifies or voids drops. Chains. This displays a window that shows like current skill chain options. I have it like above my text bar, and so when anyone does a skill chain, it'll pop up with text. Or when anyone does a weapon skill, it'll pop up with skill chain options. Skill chains, you just do 2 weapon skills in close timing to create extra damage and like sparkles on the screen. What else got? Change call. Probably replaces all call commands with the selected call ID, so you don't hear. This used to be really annoying. It's been 5 years since you played. You like Ashita over Windower? I don't know the difference. I've never played on between the two. Is it probably a lot better? I guess I don't know. Probably easier to navigate, maybe. More options. The call commands. I remember like back in the Dunes, you'd be like playing at like 4 a.m, and people would use like bracket call, and it'd be like a really loud horn. So it probably makes it more tolerable if you're wearing a headset. Change call. Chatmon plays sounds as a reaction to certain events in chat. I'm not sure. I've never used that. I wonder if it like tells already. Like if you get like somebody whispers you or tells you a message, it already makes like a jingle. Maybe that's something similar to that. What are we at? Checker. I use this quite a bit. It's just more information. So when you check a monster, it'll show like the monster's level and because the default check just gives you like a rough estimate. It just says easy prey or decent challenge, but this actually will tell you like the exact level. Final Fantasy has it's unforgiving if you're fighting monsters that are like even a level over your level. Say you're level 30, you could get killed pretty easy by fighting like a level 31. Like a decent challenge, which is a level below you, is about what like a melee job could easily kill. So in other games, you may be able to fight monsters that are 4, 5, 6 levels higher than you with ease. I know like World of Warcraft, you can chain, but not on this game. So this just makes it easier, so you're not like fighting monsters that are gonna murder you. Hides clean cutscene. Must remove elements from a cutscene, make it look so you don't have like boxes and menus on your screen. Clock. The world of Vana'diel, has a lot of time elements involved in gameplay. So like there is day and night cycles. Certain monsters come out at night. So this probably just makes it easier to see what time it is. Configure / commands to force set gameplay settings directly. Maybe that way you don't have to navigate the menu. You just type in on the keyboard what you want, what command or what settings you want to manipulate. Craftmon, that probably just accelerates the crafting results. So like when you do when you craft, there's an animation like where you sit down and you go like this with you like fluff the crystal, and so that takes a few seconds, and you don't know whether it'll be a failure or a success. Like if it's a failure, it'll blow up in your face. So this probably just tells you like immediately, like you hit the button to craft, it'll probably tell you, yeah, you were successful or you lose. Whatever. Okay. Custom colors. Okay. Applies custom color set to chat messages. Probably just change the color palette. I actually have it set on, so I haven't even noticed. Debuff. Enables a canceling status effects via command. I wonder if that's decent for like juggling shadows, like as a ninja. The only thing I can think of is like when you certain buffs go at the top of your screen, like protect, shell, refresh, region, shadows. If as a ninja or a sub-job ninja, you cast a buff on yourself that's like a shadow, which absorbs damage, and but it doesn't overwrite itself. So once you get good at ninja tanking, you're juggling the shadows, right? You're switching between Ichi knee, or Utsemi knee and Utsemi Ichi, and they don't so you have to like cancel it manually to get the buff. That'd be like the only thing I can think of why you would want to cancel a positive. Hey Jen, how's it going? Yeah, no, stop shouting! Don't yell at me. Let's see. Add-on debuff. Oh, that's so. Yeah, I don't know why else you'd want to remove positive buffs. Maybe like if you had like a food buff that you wanted to get rid of, but that's an in-game command that you can use, or you maybe use like an Alka-Seltzer, not Alka, an acid. Distance, that just shows the distance between you and your target, so it's helpful if you're playing certain jobs. I think Ranger has like a window, like a distance that you want to be between to get maximum damage, and then also certain spells have like a range, so you want to be in the range for those spells to activate. Draw distance. Adds a / command to alter the game's scenes and rendering distances. I've never used that. It would probably explode my computer. So you can alter rendering distance, huh? Yeah, it'd probably eat up all the RAM on my computer. I don't think it can handle it. Kaboom. Eternity, I have this selected. It removes the need to press like through dialogue. Some of the dialogue in Final Fantasy, there's paragraphs of it. So instead of tapping the button, it'll just spam it all the way to the bottom. But if you want to watch the story, this can actually be bad. If you want to like read the story, because it'll like spam out a page of information, and then you're like, well, I wanted to read that, or I wanted to know why I'm gonna go do this quest for this lady or whatever. All right, let's see. Equipmon. This is just a little icon at the bottom of your screen that displays what equipment you currently have on. This is really useful if you are style locked. So you style lock your character in a gear set, and you won't know if you're switching gear between, casting and idling, or weapon skill and auto attack. So the little box will show what gear you're wearing at that time. It's also useful if to style lock. So you want to style lock not only so you are locked into a certain appearance, right? Because nobody wants to look at the ugly armor, but also for a healer. Like if you're in a party and someone's trying to heal you, and you're constantly switching gear to do your spells as you should, but you're blinking in and out, it can be hard. It can be hard to target you if they're trying to tab target you. I mean, you could use like a different, like the way I heal on a mage is I use the list. I use the party list and then the D-pad, so I cycle through the party members. And if they're blinking in and out, it'll actually kick the cursor off of them. And so people have died. I'm like, style lock, or they're like, you should change your macros. I'm like, you change yours. So who's got the bigger dick, I guess. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, so it can be useful to know what you're wearing and making sure that your macros are working and stuff. Fancy trusts, a fancy UI to manage trusts. I suppose that's just something to... I've never really managed my trusts other than just calling them and they pop up in the party list. I don't know what other options that has. Filterless disables bad language. Absolutely not. I want all the cuss words. I want them all. Filters allows for saving, loading chat filters with ease. That'd be decent. You can also go into your configure menu in the game and then I'll show you how to do that too, but then show you how to manipulate like your chat filter, so you can set it how you want and then filter the stuff you don't want to see. If it's too much, like if you have everything on in the chat bar, will like fly by and you can barely read anything, so you do want to set some filters. Filtering wide scan results. What? That might be crazy for notorious monsters. I didn't even know about this. Filter scan. It says allows filtering wide scan results for specific entities. I don't know how that works. If it does work the way I'm thinking, like you could filter it to just only show you a certain mob type, and that way you don't have to like some zones have 100 monsters, and say you're looking for a specific type, you got wide scan, then you got to scroll through the list. That's interesting. What's this? Find. I have no idea what that is. It just says no description. FPS displays and manipulates the game's frame rate handling. I do know some people that play on computer and set the frame rate, higher, have issues in cutscenes. So you want to make the game look good, 100%. But during cutscenes, I think the options for your FPS are either you set it to like 1 or 2, and it's in increments of 30. So 1 would be 30 frames, and then 2 would be 60 frames. Hopefully I'm getting that right. I've never used it before. I'm just repeating. But I have people who are like, I'm crashed out in this cutscene, or I'm stuck in the cutscene. It's probably because you got the FPS set too high. This game's 25 years old, or how old is this game? Not 25, 22. So, yeah, so you could have an issue there. I have a lot of issues. Free meme, memory cleanup. Okay, never used that, but that could be nice if I got to clear all the porn off my computer, apparently. All right. Geocompass. Geocompass for Cat's Eye Cardinal Chant. Okay, so I've never played Geo, but apparently you need to face different directions. Is there any Geos in the chat that know about this? So it seems like you have to be face a certain direction when you use your abilities, and this will help identify what directions are what. You also have like a little compass down here just regularly, so maybe that'll help if you got to face north, south, east, or west, or whatever. I don't know. My Geo is level 1. I'm going to have to level that up so I can figure it out. Hide console. That just removes like all the like when you boot up the game, it'll show like all your crap. So it just gets rid of that, so you don't have an extra tab open. Hide UX. Slash commands to hide, show, or toggle Ashita. UI. I think you can also you just click it off as well. Like I think you can just click X. Oh my god. Okay. HXUI. That's a different UI system, adds new elements. It looks more like Final Fantasy XIV graphic styling. You can't some of the UI elements on Final Fantasy XI, they're stuck there. So generally, I see a lot of people take the new UI elements and just like paste them over top. Like your party list, for example, would be like down here in the lower right hand corner for the old Final Fantasy. or excuse me, Final Fantasy 11, and then say you put the HXUI on there, then you can drag that over and like cover up the old stuff with the new stuff. It also puts all these extra bars on the middle of the screen, and it just makes it look like Final Fantasy 14. IME allows non-Japanese clients to talk using Japanese IME and character sets. That's already kind of in game, isn't it? Where you'd like tab through a list, you type out a word. There's like phrases that are auto-translated. So you can type out a word in English and then hit tab, and I think it brings up like a list that you can then auto-translate so Japanese people and English speaker people can communicate. I'm GUI style. Per character customizations to the style settings. I've never used that. I imagine it just... I don't know if that messes with per character customizations. Maybe it allows you to modify how your character looks to you. I know sex change does the same thing. The sex change operation. The sex change function. Where's it at? Right here. That does the same thing. Allows changing the player's race and style with commands. Yeah, you just type sex change on, and then you can cycle through like style 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can change races. So it'd be like race 1 through 10 or whatever, because you can choose male or female, human, elven, Galco, and then you can change the hairstyles. So if you do like style, I remember like style 25 was like the shadows from Fei Yin, so you can make it look like stuff that you normally can't, but you're the only one that can see this. This doesn't affect how other players see you, just how you see your character. What were we on? Instant chat removes the delay from adding messages to the chat window. Okay. I mean, I think chat's fast enough anyway, but what is it, like a fraction of a second? Item watch tracks and monitors items and key items on screen. Items and key items. I'm not sure what that does. If that's like usable items, like say you use an item, well, it says key items as well. Huh. Links. Captures URLs from various text of the games and adds them to a UI window. Oh, that'd be nice for like if someone has a question, and you know, like, hey, I know it's on the wiki. You could copy paste links and then put it in the chat so they could click on it. Is that what that means? I don't know. Execute per character script when logging in or switching characters. Probably just makes it easier to switch characters. Logs a text that goes through the chat log to a file. If you want to save the text, why would you, like, somebody said something mean to me, I'm going to tattle on them. You want to save the chat log, I guess. Maybe drops from monsters are monitored when they drop. Oh, item watch would allow you to tracks and monitors items and key items on screen. Drops from monsters are monitored. That way, if you're looking for a specific item, and then it'll like notify you, like I've been farming for this coffer key. What the? And then it'll notify you that it dropped. Enables the Japanese client to operate custom menus. ISB custom menu fix. Lushita Cast. This is amazing. I haven't installed this yet, but it basically takes out the old macro system. So say you're wanting to switch between multiple sets of equipment, right? You have an equipment set for haste gear, so you can build your tactical points as fast as possible. Then you have a weapon skill set. There is a delay because it's like going through. I don't know if it's how the math works. If it's versus like your frames versus the server delay, like there's some your ping or whatever you want to call it. But I notice if I spam a macro too fast, it'll get goofed up because you have to put like weight 1 or weight 2 on lines in a macro. So there already is a built-in system into the game to switch sets for you. It's just not very effective. With Lucida, right, you can set it up so that it's like done in your computer, and so you can do it much faster than you could normally. Like especially for a caster, because casters have equipment that is like fast cast, so you could set it to like when you first hit the button, it equips all your fast cast set, and then halfway or midway through the cast, you switch to like another set, like a mid cast set, and then at the end of the cast, you could switch to like a final. So it would be amazing because you could stack all the bonuses into like a 2-second window to switch and gain all the bonuses from these armor pieces. So it really maximizes what you have. I haven't installed it. Maybe I'll look it up. I did a little research, I don't know, 4 days ago, and I was looking at it, and it doesn't look like it's too bad because you can copy paste, right? You can copy paste stuff into your game files, and there's already people have like sets that are built, so you can just kind of copy, and then you can change it for what pieces of equipment you own. I don't know. It's a game changer add-on. Yeah, for sure. 100% it's a game changer, yeah. I still need to do it. Like I said, it's not, in my opinion, not super important. I play primarily like a melee. Oh my god, I'm falling! Oh my god. I play melee job, so I'm switching between like a haste set, maybe a weapon skill set, and then maybe like a movement set, which I can do that. I can with buttons. I can tap buttons to move stuff around. But it would still be nice. Like I was watching one of the other streamers, and he had it set so like when he moves the character just by hitting the joystick, that triggers a movement switch. So he was switching between like a movement set and a physical damage reduction set just by moving the character. I'm like, well, I would have had to hit the button, hit the over here, then actually target the macro, hit it. So it just removes a lot of extra button inputs. Macro fix removes the macro bar delay when pressing, so it just speeds up macro bar usage. Map dot enables seeing enemies on the compass on all jobs. I think you already do that. I already do see enemies like on my mini map, not on my compass. Okay, so the compass is what, the thing in the lower left hand corner? I see. Well, if you have the mini map open, you already see dots. You see red dots for enemies and green dots for like clickable items or NPCs. So that's kind of redundant, I guess, unless you don't get rid of the mini map. Minimap mod hides the minimap plugin under certain conditions, such as standing still. So if you don't want the minimap in your way, I just have it in the corner, kind of not blocking anything. But that would allow it to just hide while you're not using it. MobDB, this is huge. I like this for just displays a lot of information about monsters, like what they're vulnerable to, what level they are, what they're strong against, what they drop. More information's better. More brain, more good. Move window helper to adjust position size, border, etc. I suppose you would type in the information then, as opposed to like clicking and dragging things around. I wonder if you could also, instead of, because most of the menus like in a square or a rectangle shape, maybe you could change it to be like oblong. I don't know. No mount. It's nice. It blocks the default mount music. If you don't like I like the original Chocobo music, but the mount music is annoying after a while, so it just blocks it completely, and then it's deaf. It's deafening in the game. This will remove the name. No name removes the name above your character. Party buffs displays party buffs next to the vanilla party list. I enabled this just to see what it looks like. So you got the basic party list, and it'll just put icons next to it. So you'll also show, if you go to configures, there's another way to, there's several configurations to get similar information. It just will look different. I'll show how to do that as well. Points. This will it's a various resource point and tracking event. You type in exclamation points, and it'll display like your conquest points, your domain invasion points, your a bunch of information in game. If you can't keep a track, or otherwise you got to talk to NPCs to know what you have. You go to an NPC, ask him, "Hey, how many Imperial standing points do I have?" And it'll tell you. You just type this command and it'll show you. Pup sets, probably similar to Blue Magic, where you can switch the attachments on your puppet. Changing what it can do in battle. So you have like different frames for your puppet. You have like a ranged frame, a tank frame, a healing frame, a nuking frame. And so instead of going in and manually switching things out, you probably just use a slash command and pupset 1 or pupset 2 or whatever you save as a recast. That's pretty nice. It'll display ability and spell recast times. I also think that doubles down with timers. So both timers and recast are very similar. So I just use timers, and then you can actually modify what is displayed on the timers window. So you can make this function probably the same as this. Or I know you can, because I have, like, over on the side of my screen, I have timers that count down. Renames entities with overrides. Renamer? I never used that one. Renames entities? I don't know what that entails. Roll tracker. Nope. Sell it. This is nice if you're doing the guild building method with Acheron shields. / add-on load sell it. Then it has functions like sell all and then the name. Or buy all. So you'd go up to that NPC, and instead of going through and manually, which I do that anyway, I go up and I talk to him, and I buy a shield one at a time until my inventory's full, and then I walk over to an NPC and I sell it one at a time. You could use this to streamline the process. Sex changes, we talked about that before. Changing your character's appearance. Simple log. Oh, this is another combat parser. Okay, I might try that and see what this looks like in regards to deeps, because deeps I know is a pretty decent like damage meter. Simple log might be something to look at too. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna load that and just see what that looks like. Single race. It changes every player and NPC model to the same race with the hair and everything. Okay. Sparks. What that doesn't really, it just says add-on load sparks. I don't know if it tells you the quantity or but I would think points would do that. The points option would. Anyway, okay. Status timers. Replacement for default status timer delay. For default status timer delay. Wonder if that's similar to timers that tracks. It tracks your. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Can do. Prevents commonly repeated chat output from game and prevents calls from making sounds. Oh, so if someone's spamming something with like noise, and it'll block that. Okay, kind of like a chat bot or something. Target lines. When you target an enemy, you'll see like a lot, like a neon. I don't know if it's blue or green, but it'll like arc to an enemy, and it'll let you know what you're. It's easier to see what you're targeting. I bet that'd be pretty helpful, particularly like in Dynamis or some area where you have like a large grouping of monsters and you want to sleep all the monsters but not attack the wrong one. Timers displays the duration of spells and abilities. Timestamp. This adds a timestamp to chat messages. I use this quite a bit if I'm camping like a notorious monster and they say they have you're killing the placeholder and it has a 15-minute respawn or whatever. Say I'm down there trying to get my Ocoats and I can look at the timestamp when it says XX was defeated at 1932 or whatever. Okay, well, in 15 minutes it'll repop, and I can go, okay, 32 plus 15 is 47, so I'll come back, and then I can go do something else. And so it's useful in that regard. Tokens. Extends parsable tokens in chat log. Parsable tokens. Not sure about that. T-Party displays the amounts of TP and target health percent. So down here you'll see like a number. I don't like the it's large. Like this number that's displayed is quite a bit larger than the rest of the menu. But that could be because I have because I went into my profile and I adjusted everything with the menu size. It could be throwing off some of the other stuff. So it's like, why is that number so big? Well, it's probably because I have that number set. And it's probably messing with it. There's also a configure menu that you can set so you can see your TP points, and they're displayed like in the original menu. XIV bar. I don't know if that Final Fantasy 14 bar maybe probably looks something like graphically the same. And then zone name. This just displays like a banner comes across the screen that says what zone you're in when you zone in. Okay, boys. Oh my God. Hopefully that was informative or boring. I know everyone's asleep now. All right, so we'll head into a game. Oh my God. And we'll go over the menu inside the actual game. Mess with some configurations. Hello. All right. Oh my God, I'm melting. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm in the tree. I forgot. I logged off last night in the tree. I'm in the tree. So if you open up your menu, right, we'll come over to hit square. I'm not sure, is it escape on a keyboard? Oh my God, I have no idea. But you can scroll down to the configuration menu here, and that'll allow you to manipulate some of the chat stuff and some of your windows. So if you want to scroll through your gameplay options, you can have your inventory sorted automatically for you. So that's nice. And then it'll sort items by type 1 and 2 when you organize them, and stacking when possible. I don't know if this, like, 1 is alphabetical and 2 is like level, or how that works. I have mine just set on 1. I still have to go in and manually move things around sometimes. Chat filters. So I have my settings, so you can see everything's off. I'm not filtering anything right now. I want to know, like, if you're like, I don't really care about, missed attacks by others, like if other people are missing. This will all show up in your chat log until you switch it to displayed on screen. So like all these prompts are going to show up in your chat log, and it can be overwhelming if you're trying to figure out like what to actually read. Like if you're trying to read text from the link shell or from in-game dialogue, but you got all this other crap going on. So you can come into, is it Windows? No, hold on. It's log. Is it miscellaneous? There. So I switch all my damage display to screen. That way, any of that additional information from the chat filters, like specialist attacks you evade, damage you take, by party, by allies, that'll all be on screen as like words or numbers. So you'll see like a stuff above your head. Like when an enemy misses you, you'll see the word miss above your head instead of being like in the chat log. But if you did want to see like like I'm trying to see what numbers I'm doing for a weapon, like my weapon skill was at 5k or whatever, it can be hard to track if it's not in the log. If it's in the log, it'll be in there, but otherwise it'll be like above the enemy's head. So let's see what else. So this information is new. I wonder, because I use that like this defeat steel shell, if this is that add-on that I just loaded, basic tracker or whatever, because this information's all new now, so it is providing extra information in the log that's not normally there. Oh yeah, configure. Okay, so you got chat filters. You can also change the fonts for chat. Like if you wanted to change the color, different things, I would recommend you keep it standard. That way it helps for communication. Like if, I don't know, if you have a question, you're like, why is the, then you know, blue, then that way if you're asking someone else, everybody else knows what blue texts mean, or green is link shell. So if you mess with the chat filters, it may be hard to explain stuff, but you can change it for you know, for yourself, for others, what colors are that, so that's pretty simple. What the colors are. If you like bright colors, I like sparkles. You can change your windows, like the chat down here, like how that is displayed. You can change whether it's like vertical, horizontal. You can put timestamps, which is already time-stamped from that add-on we loaded. But you can change the pattern of it. You can also change between 1 and 2, and then you can change how many lines are displayed, width and resize time, how fast it like shrinks. If you did want to split the where's the option? You can split it so you have 2 chat bars. So you have 2, like one on each side. You can have one that's just for like talking and chatting, and then another one for battle information that displays like your damage and your. If you wanted to separate it, so you could read the damage numbers and you could read the misses and everything, and you can separate that in this menu. On hold. Maybe it's in the windows. Shared. Oh, that just changes the color. Okay. Well, where's the option? I know there's an option to do that. Designate which chat-related logs. Oh, there you go, right here. So on the log option, you can change. Okay, well, window 1, I want it to have chat self for others system. So you can display and manipulate between the 2. So hopefully that makes sense. There, see, I have it all on for the other one. Okay. Default. Yes. All right. Let's see what else there is. I go into your miscellaneous section. You know, we were over here for setting the damage display on screen. You can also show your character information. You can set the shadows, mess with your frame rate. Same with weather effects. Icon type would like display the graphic images of buffs and it just makes it look different. See how if you look at the top here, see how it looks like this. then you set it to 2 or 1, and it changes it to this. So it just updates, makes it look different. PC armor display, that is that option for either like locking your armor to a certain style. Like I want to look just like I am, and then when I switch gear, I don't want it to change. You can change it there. Miscellaneous 2. Set up your, if you're playing on keyboard, you can set that up. Here's your background aspect ratio. So if you want to change, you know, how your wait, is that for? Did it already modify it in game? It should be changing when I'm doing this. So I think because I have the add-on activated, it's not changing when I press it. Because it should be moving the screen, you know, to a 15:9 to a 15:10. So because I have that add-on loaded that says automatically adjusts, it's doing so. Otherwise, you can manipulate it here. Macro palette. This just changes the size of the, like when I use the macro keys to bring up my macros up here, it just changes the size of those. Compact. I like it small. That's what she said. No, never. The big ones hurt. You can change it so your macro palette like moves. It either moves out of the way or it doesn't. So the dynamic one would move out of the way when you like targeting things. What else? We've got number 3, weapon effect, style lock, static. It sexes. It sets the look of your armor. Area display, graphic is. I have that set to on because it'll actually show like a radius. It'll bring up like a blue circle around the player or around the enemy, and it'll allow you to easily target. Like, hey, I'm casting Protectora, which is like a party buff. It gives everybody the protect, and it'll draw a little blue circle on the ground, and then you know like everyone's in that radius to receive that buff. Target expressions. Display a visual effect on targets, affected by target, sub-target. I'm not sure what that does. Display a visual effect. Is that? I'm tab targeting everyone under here. Huh. I don't know if it just means like the icon. Oops. Status party or status icons. Display party members' status icons. Icon timers. It fixes the furniture collision. Party icon. I'm not sure what that does. What is that? Okay, so I have a party member. I don't see any special icon next to Halvor's name. It's blue. Usually when the text is blue, they're in your party. I don't like all this extra. So this is what I started, like all this extra information's being shoved through my chat log, and I don't want that. I'd rather just have it on screen so it shows. So deeps is a much better option then. You know, the experiment was which one's better. This one puts all this stuff, which it does display the weapon skill, but it puts it all in the chat log. I'd rather have, like, deeps is a little, it's like a box, and it shows with bars. It's like a bar graph, and it'll show, like, who's doing what damage. So it'll say, like, the names of the party members, the damage that they're doing, and it'll show, like, a bar. So if my bar is bigger than your bar, I got a bigger PP. So, and that's small. You can, like, I usually throw it up at the top here, and it's like, it takes up, I don't know, 1/30 of the screen. It's like roughly the size of the mini map. So yeah, there's your mini map. You can see the red dots are enemies. My head in the way? Okay. Green dots are other players or NPCs or items. It could either be like a chest as well or a clickable item. Here's the displays your armor. And then you can see I have the timer set up. Oh yeah, so we can show you that. So like if you have the add-ons loaded, you can just type whatever the add-on's name is, /timer. Oops, timers. /timers. It'll bring up the bar, and then you can manipulate everything, right? Maybe not in this. So I have it in windowed mode, so I have to shrink it. I'm going to shrink it, and then I can manipulate the stuff. So then you can read. You can set your recasts. You can go through here and read everything. You can enable it with this panel. You can set the durations. So you can enable debuffs, durations, timers, fonts. You can just change where they are, what size they are, what colors they are. So if you want like opacity, if you want it to be see-through. So I put a lot of my stuff. Oh, for goodness sake! I have like my timers for my abilities. They show up over here, and it goes from like here to here. And then I have like the debuffs and stuff up in this corner. So like when I cast a slow or a paralyze or whatever on an enemy, it'll show up over here. I have the weapon skill box like here. So when I do a weapon skill, it'll say, okay, well, that's where that's at. Then I have this stuff here. What I got the... and then my enemy information is like up in this corner. So it still leaves the screen, pretty uncluttered. I try to keep this large open section available and just kind of shove stuff in the corners. Right? But, what else? Okay, I think that's pretty much it for menu stuff. This, just setting up your menus and everything could take like a day. Like before you even play the game, if you're just trying to set stuff up. Miscellaneous. Okay. Number 4, wouldn't even mess with that. Effects. If you did want to save on your computer's frame rate, you can turn things off. Like say you're like, I don't want to see that guy over there. I don't want to watch his weapon skills and all the effects go off. You can set it so, non-party PC activities are shut off. It says remove on-screen battle effects. So you need to click it on to remove it. Double negative, but you can adjust that. It's particularly helpful in like, I remember in Dynamis, like where you need a fast connection speed and you can't have, all your summoners are all using Diablos' Mind Blast or whatever all at once, and your frame rate drops, and then you disconnect. That's, mouse type. I do have my camera inverted, so the joystick, like when you pull the joystick back, you look a certain forward, backwards. So I have it inverted, so it's like a first-person shooter. I'm used to playing like Call of Duty or whatever. And that feels more natural. Global, you can set your disconnect timer to off. Oh, there's a menu for your gamepad if you wanted to manipulate that in game as opposed to from the launcher. Let's see. I did see somebody asked a question. They're like, I have a question mark over my head. How do I get rid of that? That's in the help desk menu. That is in. So right here you go to help desk, and then is it in the configure? And here you can cancel new adventurer status. So if you're brand new and you're running around, you got a question mark over your head, and you're like, I don't want to be a noob anymore. Too bad. Be a noob forever. But you can cancel it here. I think there's also a time limit, isn't there? Like if you play for like 2 weeks or something, then it goes away automatically. I don't remember. I just when I clicked mine off right here. You can set the time down in the bottom. If you look down over here, you can see the time. So it's like the day. It'll say the day as well. But it's Wednesday. Haha. Is it Wednesday? It actually is Wednesday. Wednesday. But it'll say the time and then the moon. That has to do with like fishing and stuff. But yeah, you can set that down there. Like I said, there's a lot of things that have to do with the time in Vanadil. It's interesting. What else? I think that's it for basic menu navigation. Maybe we'll go over some basic gameplay stuff. I did see there was some questions on like basic menu or a basic gameplay. So I'm going to warp to like one of the beginner areas. How about we go over to Windurst? I hardly ever play over there. So a big tip for like brand new players is use the wiki and use the new player guide. It'll give you a huge hand, give you a huge hand. So we'll warp over there. I can't even remember where you start off in Windurst. Do you start off in walls? Waters? I think you start off in woods, right? Alright, we'll just say here. That kind of makes sense, maybe? Hopefully? No. Alright, so you're like, I'm spawned in, what do I do? So I'd recommend, once you got your settings and stuff set up, familiarize yourself with like how the controls work. Maybe I'll just go down the list here of the menu and kind of explain it the best I know. If you got any questions in chat, feel free to yell at me if my information's incorrect as well. Like, Chris, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Get out of here. Agreed. Alright, so your status displays a lot of information. It'll tell like your profile, which should be in regards to what nation you're allied with currently. You can switch your nations. What race you are. You can't switch that. You can make yourself look different with that sex change add-on, but you can't actually change your race. Your home point is this blue crystal. You can set those. I'd also recommend that you touch all of these when you see them. So real fast, before I get any further into it, we're going to make a side detour. On the wiki, you bring up your launcher menu. You can press the wiki and go to guides right here. And then it'll have new player guides for both the Ace and the Crystal Warrior. A ton of information. Every single time I get ads, it blows me off it blows me up. So anyway, so you click on the guide, and then you can read through this, and it'll give you an introduction, tips. Take your time to read through this, kind of absorb the information. So it'll say, hey, you've never played Final Fantasy XI before. This guide's going to assume that you have some familiarity. But there's new player guides here on Wiki, starting jobs, how to set up macros. So that's a big thing, with a melee job, it's probably easier to learn macros with a melee job than it would be a caster. There's so much more, because I macro like all of my spells, and say you have access to 50 spells, well, now you need 50 macros for a spell and a gear swap but as a melee character, you probably only have 10 abilities that you're going to macro, and some weapon skills maybe, so it's much less daunting. But it'll just show you, how to use the auction house bazaar character lookup here through these guides. Like I said before, I think I'd check out that Horizon XI video. I kind of went over like super beginner stuff on the video, even with like control operation, and I'll put that like in the link of the video. I'll put like want to say it's I'll list like the controls and how they function. Okay, but anyway, you read through here and it'll say it'll give you some frequently asked questions, tips, how to basically get through certain road bumps, speed bumps that you're having, if there's anything. Free relic weapon's a big deal. But you want to start out, so 100% grab these two items, the beret and the shirt, from the NPCs at these locations. That'll really help out with your starting adventure. Plus, it'll give you, like, if you're having trouble out in the forest or out in the woods, it gives you buffs that'll make it so monsters don't kill you as easy, while boosting like experience points and things. But then it'll another huge thing to look at would be your records of eminence. That'll really magnify or multiply your experience gain. So do this list of things, go into that. Well, I'll show that here in a second. But go inside there, set this up so that you're gaining even more experience points. You'll want to join a unity, that'll allow you to call certain trusts. Apuru and Sylvie are the only two trusts that are currently available on CatseyeXI. They're both really good healers. Apuru is more of like a spike damage healer, and Sylvie's more like a healing over time, like a regular experience point healer, and Apuru would be like if you're fighting a big boss or something. And that's spending sparks. That's the money thing. We talked about that add-on load sparks, add-on load sell it. We talked about that earlier, so that'll allow you to get some extra cash. So you set this up, where you're doing the records of eminence. You get sparks, and then you can make money. So it'd be a super easy way to make money, especially at low levels, because you just basically go out and kill stuff, and you're earning money while you're leveling a job. There's a gains activity, which is at these times, and that gives you bonus experience points. Okay, and then so trust magic, this is pretty important if you're super new. I'd set it up so get this, I'll check this on your list as soon as you can get it. Level 5, go out and kill a few monsters. I'll do that too. We'll go out and I'll just show you how to engage a monster. Get engaged to a monster. I already did. That's my ex-wife. It's rough. But you can unlock the trust. Then you can build your own party. You know how earlier when I was at the tree, I called in Halver to see if he was in my party. You can do that. You can call in AI teammates that'll help like support. So they can be a tank. They can be a damage dealer. They can be a healer. They can be a magic damage dealer. So you want these helping if you're soloing, right? You can still party. I don't even really remember, people getting into parties at level 1, because you can go out and solo to level 10 pretty easily. So, back in the day, level 10 was kind of like when you started to party together, and you'd go to the Valkyrie Dunes. That's amazing. That was the best place ever. But read through this, and it'll show you how to unlock. It'll unlock this team here. You'll get Val, you get Mihi, Tenzin, Alahid, and Jokum. Okay, so we took a short detour. Okay, we'll go back now. I gotta load back into the game. Dang it. I exploded my game. Bum. All right. All right, so you're like, what do I do? So, you're brand new. You probably have. So you go to that person, these people. Like, hey, lady. Hey, lady. Why don't you kick me off again? I'm gonna lose my shit. But you go to the people and grab your gear. grab that initial gear. There you go. So we're in Windurst. We can go to... it also says the NPCs have a logo. We're in Woods, so we need to go to H11. Right. So you can open up your map. You know, scroll through. Is my head in the way? Okay, scroll through it. Say map, and the map is in a grid and alphabet shape. So if you look at the top, it says A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we were supposed to go to, what, F11? I already forgot. Oh my god. It's supposed to go H11. Okay, so you go to H11, and you're like, H is here, and 11 is here. So we're right here. And it's showing you that green and yellow marker. So I'm like, okay, let's talk to this guy. I'll run over there and talk to him. What was his name? Was it this guy? I can't even remember the name. That's so bad. Okay, I think it was Jack of Spades. So, who's the guy that gives you... Wait, I might be giving you bad information. Don't listen to me. Trial NPCs to receive this. Yeah, so that's right. Okay. Jack of Spades. So he'll give us the hat and the shirt. Hopefully. Right? I'm already... Obviously, it's not going to work for me because I'm a higher level. I've already done this. But you can... Okay, now that once he gives it to you, you go over to your equipment. In your equipment menu, you can equip those things. Probably just... What was a headpiece? So it'll probably be... I have lots of inventory space, so you have to cycle through multiple things, but it should just be in your inventory for you, and then you'll say, I want to wear the hat, and I want to wear the gloves, or the chest piece, the body piece. So inventory, and you have to figure out which menu you need to navigate. Okay, so we got those two pieces are on. Nice. And then you can head outside. So you can go, and you got to level up. So just open up your map, and you can read the map, and it'll give you up here at the top. It'll say Windurst Woods. That's the area we're in. This will take us to Windurst Walls. These are all just key points on the map. The things you're looking for that are important to grab would be like your crystals. Grab the crystals that'll allow you to teleport around. So you can see like 1, 2. They're all labeled. So then you know. Okay, well then you can tap on it, and the crystals refill your HP, MP. You can set it as a home point, so when you die, that's where you will respawn if you're not raised, if somebody doesn't raise you. But grab those crystals, and then you also want to grab the books, like the adventuring books if you see them. But we'll head outside. So you can see the red text means it's like outside to danger. This is grayed out text because you're still in the city. Danger. Do I have a level 1 job? I think I do. I do. I'll switch to a level 1 job. Alright, so then I'll just show you what the crystal looks like, right? You come over here, you tab target the crystal, hit X. It'll say, travel to another home point. If you have more than one unlocked, you can travel, and you can say yes. And then you choose like regions, cities, where you want to teleport to, and then you can travel to different areas, and it's a fast travel. I think it costs gil. I think it costs like 100 gil or something to teleport around, so you have to have a little bit of money. You can also set it as your home point. Like I said before, you die. This will be where you like respawn. What are the other settings? Oh, so now you can also cycle between region. So if you look at your menu, you have a map, but then you also have a region. So you can tap on the region, and this will go by conquest. This is like kind of divided into DLCs. So say like the first couple original DLCs to the game like the standard version of the game, the Rise of Zilliard DLC, and the Chains of Promathia DLC are all in this Conquest map. So you can click that, and it would show you like an overworld view, and you can highlight the different chunks, and this is how the map's kind of divided up by. So like this Sarbataru region all contains these other areas, like Outer Hiroto Ruins, East Sarbatara, Inner Hiroto Ruins. Right, it contains, so these are all like a chunk of the map. And then once you go to other parts, like this Kalushku contains these areas, and they're all connected. So this game's pretty huge. I mean, in comparison to World, like if you're going to compare it to other MMOs, it's much easier to navigate and get around. It used to take hours to get from like one side of the map to the other, but not so much anymore that you can teleport and everything. But you won't have access to this until you visit these places. So that's just a FYI. Okay, we'll head outside. Oh, I forgot to switch jobs. I'm going to switch to a level 1 job. There's a command in town, so as long as you're in town, you can type into your chat bar, you can type /ma or !MOG. So !MOG. It'll bring up a menu, say system menu. Now you can access storage, so you can access like your in-game bank. That's more inventory. You can access your locker, all your wardrobes. You can also access the bottom half from the locker down just in your menu, but you will have access to your Nog safe. You can also access your delivery box. So when you put items on the auction house for sale, you'll get paid with gil, so you can receive the money here. Hey, I got money in there. All right. You can also send items to friends, like your friends like, hey, I need to borrow your scorpion harness, or hey, give me a drink. You can send it. So you can send it, and then you can type in their name. So everyone send me your things. No, don't. Don't send me your shit. I should have never said that. I'm gonna have like 1,000 bee shells or whatever. Anyway, so you type in their name, and then you would put in the item. So you'd say okay, and then put in the item, and then hit okay. So you type in their name, hit OK, then select the item, then hit OK, and it would deliver it to them. I'm going to send it to myself, and then you can just hit exit. Then you choose exit. Once the icons are like grayed out, that means they've been sent. Okay, let's see. Did I receive? And I got a crystal from myself. There you go. All right, simple enough. You can also access your job, like to change jobs. So on Final Fantasy, one character can do every job. So you have access to all of these jobs. You may not have them available because I think you'll have the first 6, right? You'll have Warrior, Monk, Black Mage, White Mage, Red Mage, Thief. Those are all the starting jobs. Then once you're level 30, you can do quests for advanced jobs, and the advanced jobs are everything below. I want to say on CatseyeXI, it used to be you had to have 6 level 75 jobs, but they updated it. So now you need to do quests to unlock the bottom 2, Geomancer, Rune Fencer. But the other guys you can get at level 30. Geomancer, Rune Fencer, you have to be level 75. Okay. So you can change your jobs there. And then once you hit level 18, you can do a quest for a support job. A support job is half of your regular job. So right now, in the orange text, it says ninja. I'm a ninja main job, and then I'm a dancer support job. So your main job is 70. Support is, your dancer's sub job. You will gain all the abilities and everything of this half job. So I'll have all the regular abilities that a ninja has, and I'll have all the abilities that a dancer has up to half. This is, like I said, this is unlocked by doing a quest on CatseyeXI. So you just have to look up support job on the wiki, go to the wiki, look it up. But you want to do this as soon as possible. I think the way I did mine for like speed and efficiency, I'm super efficient. I leveled Thief to 30 without a sub job. Once I hit 30 on Thief, I was able to unlock Dancer as a advanced job. Then I leveled Dancer to 37, and then I switched back to Thief and took Thief to 75. So that was the quickest way to get to 75. Now keep in mind you do have to stop and do like quests to unlock your level cap. So you have level caps at 50, 55, 60, 65, and 70. So you got to do quests to like break through your limits, right? Where it's Dragon Ball Z over here. There will be some downtime. Okay, what did I miss? Boys, what did I miss? Am I missing anything? All right, we're gonna switch to a level 1 job. Wait, what? I kept all my gear on. That shouldn't have happened. Am I still the, Oh, I switched my sub job. Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. I blew up my game. All right. There we go. So I'm a level 1 Corsair now. Right? Dang it. Hold on, boys. Okay, we'll get this right. So here, let me set my support job. Is Dancer. My main job. Did I do that wrong? What's going on here? Main job. Support job. There, I did that wrong. Why is it trying to load my... I don't have any of that ready to go. That's weird. Did I turn that on? Maybe I turned that on. Did I turn on my Lua stuff? I thought I turned that off in the launcher. Interesting. I'll have to fix that later. Okay. So you got these 2 pieces. You won't probably have access to this stuff. You might have your ring might be in your inventory, right? Maybe. Is it? Maybe I don't think you get that till later. Okay. So I would highly, highly recommend that you get your signet from your guard. So before you go level up, talk to this NPC. They'll be in every area that's prior to like an aggressive area. So you'll see one of these people around, even if you're doing this like in a different nation. Right, there'll be a couple of guards standing around the gate. Probably. So talk to the guy. He won't say anything to me because I'm not a... Oh, he will let me signet? Oh, wow. Oh, we're allied with Sandaria. Normally, you have to be a member of that nation in order to get the signet. But you'll see this up here, this silver icon. It says signet. You're recognized as an official participant. When you have this on, like as a buff, you'll get crystals. Big one, you'll get crystals to drop. Crystals are used in synthesis, but even more importantly is they're sold on the auction house for a new player. Like, it'll be a huge gil boost for a new player. You'll go out here, you'll kill stuff, you'll get items and crystals. Those crystals will be a big chunk for brand new people, so make sure you have that on. Second thing is it will allow you to buy points. So we can go to our region info, you can look at conquest, and down here in the corner underneath my head, it says conquest points. Right now I have like 1.6 million. Oh my god. But you'll earn points with that signet on. You can use those points to come back to this guy and buy stuff. The first thing I'd recommend that you buy is it says I want to spend conquest points. You want to buy a warp ring. So go to the common items, scroll down, go to the next page, warp ring 5,000. This is huge. This is probably the best in slot piece of equipment for everything. It allows you to warp to your home point every 10 minutes infinitely. So it's super good. Something else that may be worth buying on that same menu would be like the experience point band. There's the warp ring. So yeah, you can warp home, and with the fast travel system, like I said, you'll be warping all over the place. So grab that ring. The best XP ring to get, I think, is I want to spend points. Is it the Empress Band? Probably the Empress Band. Did I miss it? Emperor. Okay. So grab the Emperor Band, and that gives you a increase. You use this in your item. You equip it in your ring slot. You can take it off once you've used it, but it'll give you an extra 50% XP up to 30,000 for this point. So it's really good. It only has 3 charges, though, so it'll need to be refilled. You can trade it back to the guy every week. It's a weekly cooldown, so you trade it back to the guy. If you want to know how to trade, it's in your menu. Just come over here, select the trade option, and then target the person or spot, because some things like require you to trade an item to an exclamation point and trade it to them. Brings up the same box that we looked at earlier. You can then choose the ring and then hit OK and trade, and then hit OK and then trade it to him, and he'll refill it for more points. All right, what else? If you did want to, you won't probably have a native hand-to-hand skill. So, you know, we only equipped these 2 pieces. I think in your inventory, you'll start off whatever job you chose as your starting job. You'll get an onion weapon. So you'll probably have like an onion sword or an onion staff. So equip whatever weapon came with your character creation and put that in your spot. That way you're hitting with a weapon that you have a skill with. You can look at your skills, go to status, combat skills, and it'll show all the skills that you're able to use. So you, like a Corsair, it can use hand-to-hand, dagger, swords, crossbows, throwing weapons. Then it has defensive skills like evasion and parrying. There's also the magic skills, but it's grayed out right now. So if you're a mage, you also have magic skills you'll want to take note of. Spells in this game, you don't automatically unlock spells. You have to buy them or get them as a drop and then use them. They're like a consumable item. Melee jobs, you'll unlock your abilities as you level. Mages, you'll do the same. You'll have abilities that you do unlock, but you need to like buy your spells to use them. Okay, so we're out here now. We got our signet on. You just tab target an enemy, right? I'm using a D-pad, so I'm cycling through the enemies. You can check an enemy to see if it can kill you or not by highlighting it, opening up the menu. I hit select once. It brings up this sub-menu over here where you can do your abilities. So you can either attack, you can use magic, tab to the right, so I can go through my magic that I have unlocked. I can use my abilities. Job abilities would show like what abilities that you have available. When you have access to a weapon skill, you can use your weapon skills here. If you have a job that controls pets or range attacks, so on and so forth. Once we get our trusts, that's in this menu. You call out the trusts that you have unlocked. They can help you fight. You can use items from your inventory in this sub-menu. And then, so this, I do notice there may be some confusion. Like if you're trying to find something, like say I equip this ring, right? You're like, okay, well I put this ring on my character, right? Okay, we'll say the each add ring. Now it should be available in this menu. Like you have 2 items options, right? You have this items, which is your main menu, right? So you can use it from there. But you're like, where's it at? It's not in here. Well, it may be in your sub-menu. So if you're in here, and then you can bring out the small menu, and then you go to items. Well, there they are. They're at the bottom now. So I don't know why that is. But if you're like, why can't I find my stuff to use it? It's because you need to use it from like the action menu or whatever this smaller action menu is. That's supposed to be a main menu, action menu. That's what I'm going to label it. We're going to see if that's easy enough to remember. But then you can use your items that you have equipped through here. So, you know, your helmet has increased, all this increased stuff. It also says, it'll say like enchantment costume. It'll give you a costume. What's this? This will dispense a crystal. So usually if you read the tooltip for the item, it kind of clues you into what it does. And anything that has like a 1 of 1 is like infinite. So you want it to worry about like, this has a 2-hour cooldown, so I can use this ring every 2 hours infinitely. Same with this is 1 of 1. But if you have an item that says like 1 of 10, or right, that is a consumable, and it only has 10 uses before it's before you can no longer do that. Right? Okay. All right, so we tab targeted an enemy, hit X to bring up the action menu, then you can hit check. I would recommend you check the enemies, and it'll say right here, it says, okay, this tiny mandragora is level 1. I am also level 1. You can go into your status, or maybe is it your status? There, status menu. Over in this corner, it says what level I am. I'm level 1. And it says like what my stats are and how much experience I need to level up. Okay, so this is going to be an even match. On Final Fantasy, that punishes you for fighting enemies that are like levels above you. So you probably want to stick to enemies that are decent challenge or lower. So stuff that's like a couple levels under you is probably the fastest way. That way you can go from kill to kill without much resting. All right, since I'm level 1, okay, we're going to punch this guy. We're going to punch him. So just engage, hit X to accept attack. You'll be locked in place. All right, you can see under here it says target, and there's like this red border. It means I'm locked to facing it. So like unlike World of Warcraft, you know, where you can turn around, you can't. You're locked in an animation where you're facing them unless you unlock it. So I'm not sure what the keyboard is, but on the controller, it's the left joystick. Once my red thing is off that, I can move and I can run away and I can do stuff, right? But the system works in like it's a timed. So in between actions, it's a timed auto attack. So once I engage, I have attack rounds that I'm automatically hitting the enemy, and I can also do things. I'm gonna die here. Oh my god. Okay, so I can also I leveled up. Yay me! But I can also choose activities or abilities to do in between those auto attack rounds. All right. So once you level up, you get full HP MP. You can also rest. Like say you have low hit points and low magic points and they're not recovering. You're like, why is my health and magic not recovering? Well, you have to rest. So on controller, sorry keyboard guys, I don't know. On maybe it's H for heal. I'll put up all that information in the description. But you'll rest. And so you press down on the left joystick, click in the L3 button, and you go into a rested position where you'll then recover hit points and magic points over time. And you can augment how fast you recover by the equipment you're wearing. So some equipment will say like plus healing plus 8 or plus resting magic plus 10 so you'll recover faster. There's also food and drinks and stuff that recover health or abilities. You can use abilities or curing spells to recover both health and magic. Okay. So until you hit level 5, I'd say just go around, kill all the monsters in this starting area. Like, see already this guy's now a decent challenge because we're 1 level above him. So it'll be much easier to kill. Oh my god. And then it's showing like, hey, missed me. But if I had access to abilities here, I could tab over my abilities. I could use my job abilities. I think everybody starts off with their 2-hour ability. On CatseyeXI, it's a 1-hour cooldown. But this is like your your job's most powerful ability. So you kind of want to save these for like big fights or like I'm gonna die, like or whatever. All right, so we'll just kill a few of these guys till we hit level 5. I'm murdering. What's some other stuff? So once you get high enough level and you start earning, you know, abilities and magic spells, you don't want to use this action menu anymore to select what your character does. You want to build out macro sets. So like that way I can hit like the L2 and R2 or it's like a hotkey system on your keyboard. Same thing. Keyboard. You'll set up macros. So you go into your menu, select macros, edit macros, and then you can, I just name mine like whatever job. Okay, I'm on a thief, confirm, and then you can build out your macro sets to, like this is a sneak attack ability. So that way when I hit Alt-1, I'm doing sneak attack. When I'm hitting Alt-2, Control-2, steal. On controller, it's like a graphic image that's displayed at the top of the screen, and you can toggle stuff with like the triggers. So I got like my L2 R2 trigger, and then I can use the D-pad to cycle through the abilities, and then I just confirm it, and I'll use that in battle or out of battle or whatever. Did I hit level 5? Not yet. Okay. I'm punching. But there's all sorts of macros that you can build. It's pretty fun. I remember being at like work and just thinking about like how I would build out macros to do different things. You know, because you can space it out so one macro can do multiple actions. You can include gear swaps in your macros. So that was something fun that I always enjoyed. Was like trying to build out macros that were, you know, maximized my ability or my combat abilities. So see, if you look over at the TP, once you do enough physical damage, you'll earn tactical points. This meter builds up at 1,000 points. You can then choose abilities, weapon skills, and I can use this weapon skill. I can punch this. What level is this guy? Oh, he's tough. He's gonna kill me. So this rabbit is like 2 levels higher than me. I'm level 4. It's level 6. So it's probably gonna kill me. I think I have auto re-raise, so I have that equipment, and it says automatic re-raise. Okay, he murdered me. I'm dead. So just wait a second. We'll re-raise. Allow myself to be revived, yes. Alright. So if you do die and you don't have the auto re-raise, you'll go back to your home point. Also take note that now we're in a weakened state, so there's like that skull. So for 4 minutes, I have reduced hit points and magic points. So you want to rest. Usually, generally, you know, you'll rest until your weakness wears off, and then you'll instantly refill your hit bars, especially at higher levels when you have huge amounts of hit points and magic points. You'll rest up, and then you'll be ready to go. So as we're resting, let's see what else. You can also view, so over in the menu, in the main menu, right, you can view your status was one thing, and it shows, you know, your job levels, combat skills, magic skills, currencies that you have earned in content. So you can kind of use this menu to navigate things and see what you have. And I think that also works the same as the points option. Remember from the add-on launcher, it said that you could type ! Points, and it would show you what you have. Unity, info. If you wanted to turn off the chat, like if you look in the chat bar, see how there's like this gold chat? That's Unity chat. So if you wanted to turn that off, and you're like, I don't want to see this anymore, you can turn it off there. The green text is link shell text. I think you know, you'll hop in and you'll have a link shell automatically equipped to your person, and that's the global chat system. I'd recommend keep that on as a beginner, because there'll be all sorts of helpful dialogue in here. You know, there'll be, and then if you want to, you know, you just type in here, and you can talk, right? So I would assume that as a beginner player, I switched my link shell around, but you hit /L for link shell talk, and then you could talk in this green text. You can talk /S, and that would be to talk to your immediate. It would be a say, so it would be like in your immediate vicinity. SH is shout, and that would be like to the region area. I think you can also, there's rules. Read the Discord. There's Discord, CatseyeXI Discord specific, and it has rules on, like, generally the shouting, which is this pink text or this red text, isn't used for like general chatting. It's used to like get a party together for experience points or to buy or sell things. So it kind of has its own uses. See, like these people are shouting for items, and then the link shell chat is more just chatting, like beginner questions or regular chat. What else? Let's see. So we went over displays your playtime. I've only been playing for 34 days. I think on retail I had like 1,200 days or something ridiculous. And that was playtime. That wasn't like idle time. Equipment. We went over that. It's where you equip your pieces. Magic. This displays, like I said, you got to learn the spells. If you have a question as to what spells you should learn or what you need, there's shops. There's magic shops in every city. So you can go into the city and just look for the icon that says Magic Shop. Go in there, and you'll see what levels they're unlocked. So you'll choose to buy from the NPC, and it'll probably have like the spell's name. So like Cure is whatever, level 1, and so it'll have the level requirement, the job requirement, and the price. Then you can buy it. Then you just learn it. So once you purchase it, it'd go into your inventory. You'd hit items, and then you just go through your inventory. You'd find it, and you'd use it. Just click on it once, and then over here it says use. You can also clean your inventory out with drop if you want to get rid of stuff. I wouldn't drop too much stuff because everything can be sold or disposed of, like for points. It's like all these things I could either sell it for money or whatever. The in-game currency is gil, and that's used, as a currency for the game, right? That's your main currency, I should say. There's like 20 different currencies in the game. Gil's going to be the main one that you purchase your equipment and auction house stuff, your spells through NPCs. But it's much more advanced and complicated than that, and I don't know if I've got time. I've only got 15 minutes left. I don't know if I can go into it. Okay, so we're weakness wore off, and we're now full hit points. Let's see. We'll check this guy. Make sure you're checking him. He's easy prey, so I should be able to easily kill him. That's what you said last time. All right. I'll put this ring on. All right. What else we got? We went over to items. Synthesis. Talked a little bit about that as well. I don't know if I got much time to talk about that, but the crafting system is pretty expansive in Final Fantasy. Oh, here, that's a good example. If you see chests, sometimes monsters will drop chests. So they'll either be a gold and brown or blue and brown. The golden brown chest will be permanent items that you can keep forever. It could be armor, it could be consumables. So try to solve this. If you're curious on the wiki, you can look up the wiki to see what items come from what areas. So like we're in we're in East Sabatara. Where the hell are we? we're in Sabatara East. Yes. And so look up on the wiki what items drop. Some areas, especially the more dangerous areas, have nice items. I think Defolk's Tower has some good stuff. I got a pretty nice like bomb core or something from that. But you'll do in mini games. So you click on this, attempt to unlock it. It'll give you like a Sudoku puzzle. You have to figure out. Okay, you'll say examine the lock. You have the hunch that the second digit is even, so it's a two-digit number. Second digit is even. Click on it multiple times. Okay, I have 7 chances. You got so many chances to get it done. So I have each time you use a clue, you use a chance. Okay, examine the lock. Okay, so both digits are even. You have the hunch that the first digit is even. Attempt to unlock it. Examine the lock. You have a hunch that one of the 2 digits is 8. Okay, so one of them is 8. It could be 80 something, or it's 1 to 100. Or not even 1 to, it's like 10 to 99, excuse me. Okay, examine the lock. Okay, so with this, I know that it's probably 80, so it could either be, it could be 78, it could be 80, it could be 82, 84, 86, 88. It can be any of those combination, because I know it's between 76 and 91, and one of the digits is 8, and the other digit is even. But we still have more tries. But you got a timer. I think you got like a 3-minute timer to get this done. So we got 4 chances. Examine the lock. Okay, so now we know that because it's between 76 and 91, it's got to be 80. And it's either 2, 3, or 4, but we know it's even. Both digits are even, so it's either 82 or 84. Numbers, go. Attempt to unlock it. Okay, examine the lock. So it's either 82 or 84. Oops. Okay, so it's 82. So I examined it one more time. 82 has got to be our number. So once you're ready to solve, you say attempt to unlock it. Enter a combination, and then we're just going to say 82. And it'll say, yay, you unlocked it. And you can check it. What do we get? Get anything good? So we got ore, which is an item you can sell in the auction house, or craft with it. Hey, it disappeared. I took too long. I got what a ripoff. So the gold chests are permanent items that you can, like I said, craft or sell or whatever. If it's a blue chest, if it's blue, that's a temporary item that you can only use in the area. As soon as you zone or you leave, that temporary item disappears from your inventory. Okay, so we hit level 5. Yes. And let's go ahead and go and get our trusts. So since we're level 5, that's the next big thing I would recommend. Oh, we didn't even talk about records of eminence. Okay, we'll talk about that as well. Let's talk about records of eminence before I forget. Okay, so it says the best way to gain experience points while leveling is to provide to do records of eminence quests. They also provide sparks. Sparks are a great source of equipment and gil, as well as a variety of rewards. These can be found in the quest tab. So we're looking for quests. So you won't have the same quest markers as me, because I've already completed all of them. But you'd open up your main menu, go to quests, and you would see records of eminence. These are so like the top option is your standard quests. So like these would be like you talk to an NPC. They're like, hey, go like collect bat wings. You go collect bat wings, and then you trade it back, and you get like 50 gil or whatever. So that top option would be quests that you unlock by talking to NPCs. The bottom option is your records of eminence quests. So you want to go to current, maybe not current, objective list, excuse me, and you got the tutorials. So just click on these options and then activate them. Just go through the list, do all this stuff, and it'll say, okay, well, the first step you want to do is speak to the following people at these locations, and then you'll get sparks and XP. So you go to these locations, talk to these people, and you just unlock the quest. Same with that. You just work down the list, and you unlock experience points and sparks as you're doing so. So this is huge. I definitely recommend that you do the tutorial, you do this. This will multiply how many or how much experience points you're getting exponentially. Hey Jenna, what's up? Where do you set your FX12 style? I think you mean 11, but yeah. So like if you're looking for your style setter, you can either go into configure, and then you can lock a style. So say I want to look a certain way, you can wear any piece of equipment that you have available. Even like you can do like cross jobs. So like if I wanted to wear samurai helmet on a monk, I could do that. You would just go into, you could either do like a macro and then edit equipment set. So like on my thief style, so here you just go into edit, and then you put the piece of armor that you want. So like say I want to wear, I have, here we go. So I'll put on, a black mage hat. I'll put on bard's gloves, and I'll put on, I don't know, paladin legs. All right, so I got all those equipped because I'm able to wear this because I have all the jobs. Then you can set style, and then that menu it'll say style lock. You can lock it to that style, and now I'm wearing all that stuff, and it'll lock it in place. The graphics, the Final Fantasy 11 graphics. You mean HXUI? So if you have to have it loaded from the menu, but you can either type /HXUI, and then if you don't have it, we'll say load, and it'll load in, and then you can manipulate this. So I'll have to minimize my menu, but then I can navigate the menu. You can type little arrows. It's a drop-down menu. Then you can click the bars or the X's where it says enabled, and it'll show all that stuff. And then once you have it enabled, you can manipulate where it's on the screen. So like, I want a cast bar. Well, I'm not casting. What's a good example? We'll say player bar. So I'll enable my player bar, and it showed up right there. So now I have that. You can click and drag that around, like if you want to have it underneath your character. And it's showing the hit points, magic points, and tactical points. You could also change the shape and the size. Right here, if we go to player bar, you can see where it says scale X and scale Y. So we can make it larger, smaller, or whatever. There you go. So you can change the shape and the size of it. Thicker. I like it thick. Damn, boy, you thick. Font scale. Big numbers, but you can mess with it that way. I don't even know what I was doing. Okay. Okay. There we go. So hopefully that was helpful. I don't know if that answered the question or not. You're like, no, Chris, you suck. Okay, so we hit level 5 and Records of Eminence. Right, so start those quests. If you do see, like here in the current level, you will need to dismiss objectives that you've already completed. Like you can only hold 30 quests at a time, so you have to click on something and then remove objective in order to clear that list, so you can open up the space for new quests. So make sure you're filtering out the old quests that you've completed and putting in new quests so you can keep the EXP rolling. All right, but the other thing would be we were going to pick up trusts. So yeah. So just read through this. This kind of gives you like a list of recommended quest objectives that you should follow. If you're collecting items, that's a good one. A huge one is to have the quests like for the combat region. So like wherever you're fighting, make sure you choose the area that you're fighting, because those are like indefinitely repeatable. Okay. And then you'll earn by doing the Records of Eminence. You earn sparks, and you can buy equipment, and you can buy, and you can make gil. So I like almost every piece of equipment that I've used, I've purchased on my way to 75, just with the sparks, right? You can buy weapons, you can buy armor to 75, and then once you're at 75, then you can start looking into end game stuff, end game gear. But okay, so trust magic. So you'll want to progress through the Rhapsody of Vanadil mission to unlock up to 5. You'll start out with the ability to summon 3, so you have a party of 4 people, including yourself. But you work through this DLC, then you'll unlock 5. So a total of 6 people. 5 people plus yourself. Alright, so we're looking at, if you go over to where it says missions, quests, missions, you can then cycle through the different DLCs, like the Rise of Zilliard, Assault Treasures, Campaign, Wings of the Goddess, Rhapsodies of Vanadil. So probably just click on the from the ruins. It'll tell you. Does it have a start NPC? Maybe it has a start NPC. Maybe just start with the guy. Once you hit level 5, talk to the NPC listed below in your home city to obtain your alter ego. So let's go. We gotta go find. We're in Windhurst, so we'll go talk to Watada in G10. Watada, Hakuna Matata. Oh my God, it's chili time. Oh my God, we'll have to pick this up tomorrow. I've got 5 minutes. Think I can get over there in time? Oh my! One nice thing is if you're having trouble finding somebody, you use the map. You're like, okay, well, I can't find Watada at G10 on the map. You're like, I went to my map, G10, I'm not seeing him. Well, double check, make sure you're in the right area. But you can also use this map option. So select map and then go to wide scan. And you can see the NPCs on a list. So then you can find that person on the list. I don't know if they're even on here. Or even in the right area. But once you'll click on the person, it'll say you want to track the person. You say, yep, I want to track them. And then you can look down here on your compass in the lower left-hand corner. It'll show like a blue arrow. And that'll kind of point you in the right direction. Like, okay, well now I need to go this way of like how to get to the person. I didn't see options for a Final Fantasy 12 character style. Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think there is a. Maybe you're talking Final Fantasy 14. When I referenced like the Final Fantasy 14 style, I just meant like the menu setup. So you really can't make your character look like that. It's more like if you played Final Fantasy 14, kind of how like the heads-up display looks, like your bars, like your casting bar, your party list, all those, it looks similar to that. It kind of reminds me of that, and I think that's how it was, built. It was built to look like Final Fantasy 14. So you really can't make a change to your character, but like the bars and stuff should look. I think that's what it was based off of, right? FFXI. So your target bar, there won't be an actual option to change the way your character looks. If my character looks different than yours, it's because I'm using the add-on called Tune. I'm using the add-on called Tune, and it gives the like a cell-shaded appearance to the character. So let's see what the I forgot what that person. We're looking for. Okay, so we got to go to Windhurst Walls or Woods. Woods G10. All right, let's see. Woods G10. So I'm looking like a G10. So they're like up here somewhere. Must be pretty close, huh? And then if you do want to get rid of the, yeah, no problem. If you do want to get rid of the tracked map thing, you just go back to your map, and then it'll go back to wide scan. It'll say stop tracking. You're like, yes. All right, where's this person? Oh, there, Watata. All right, so once you find the NPC, just talk to them. They'll start a quest line where it's like, I forget what it says, but like when I did mine, you like ask about it, and it's like, do you want to call trusts and stuff? You're like, yes, yeah. She'll say some things, and then they'll give you an item. They'll give you like a scroll, and you'll need to use it. So you'll need to use go into your inventory, hit items, find the scroll that they give you, and you'll use it like you would any other scroll. Then once you have it, you got to go outside the city to complete the quest, but then you go back and talk to them. So you'll do this multiple times. You'll talk to them multiple times. So you must accept the quest. So after summoning your first trust, trade this item to the NPC and a short cutscene. So maybe you go out the first time, summon them, and then they give you a scroll, and you trade that scroll to the guy. It's been so long. It's been like 6 months. I don't remember what I did. I just followed this guide for sure. And then once you have the first guy, so you must accept the quest. So you got to make sure that you go through your missions, or excuse me, your quests, and you'll find it in the current objective list. Basics. Is it in here? Call forth and there it is. Call forth an alter ego. So you'll call forth that guy. You'll get the completion for that. So you got to make sure you have that. Say yes, yes. I know it says not repeatable on my screen, but you'll be able to accept it. You can go outside. I'm running. Oh my god. What's for dinner? I got chili. Chicken chili. Then you'll choose the action bar or whatever. You'll select. I usually highlight myself. So I'll tab target myself. And then once you do that, then you hit OK. And you can bring up the action menu. Hit trusts. And then you'll be able to select the guy you want. What is it, Valeria or whatever? So you bring him. And you'll use it like a spell. So you'll cast it. And they're on your team. And now they'll help you fight, right? Then you can fight an enemy. As soon as you engage, they'll engage. There you go. And then, right. So he's provoking. He's a tank character. And each of the trusts do something different. They've got, right? You've got damage dealing, has like a sword. Support characters have like a harp. This guy's a special guy. He's got a bag. Shields or tanks. Healing, healers are like a staff. And then I want to say magic damage dealing is looks like a club. Can't tell. But then there's ranged attack as well. Okay, so once you do that, then you have to go back in there, and you'll just cycle through the rest of that quest. So then when you call him, then you got to repeat steps 1 through 3 to get the rest of your team. So I'd highly recommend you get that started, and then you'll be ready to go for partying. You won't die as much, and you won't have as much problems once you call all your trusts in. There used to be, so there is a cooldown on the trusts, like you can only call them every 3 minutes. So a popular method would be to use them, fight monsters that are roughly 8 to 10 levels higher than you, and then you can dismiss them when they're out of magic points. So when they're out of magic points, if you want to know how to dismiss them, you can either click on them, right, talk to them, like tab target them, and then select the option called release from the menu, but that takes way too long. There's an option, there's a macro called, it's like refer all. So I have it labeled as dismiss, and it's just this macro. It's either retrace or refer. It's just RETR space all, and it gets rid of all of them in one macro. So that way they can get rid of all of them and then call them back in. So I think that's pretty simple. But yeah, it'll definitely help you level up and stuff and make things much easier. Other than that, like as you progress, just get further and further away from the starting area, right? So say you're like, okay, well, once you hit like level 10, you can go to the next area, and you just check the mobs and see what levels they are, and advance further and further. The ultimate, like where you want to be, is you want to be heading towards Juno, which is like towards the middle of the map. This would be like where you can get your mount or your chocobo. So like since we're over in Windy, we basically want to head through the regions this way, work around this way, and then up through here. And then if you're on the other side of the continent, basically the same thing, is you'll run up this way and over. I got other videos on the channel that kind of explain a little bit more stuff, but yeah, check the guide, check the stuff. So, alright everybody, I think that's it for me today. It's time to grab some din-dins. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Thanks for the commenters. Thanks for the chatters. Muchos gracias. I'll see y'all later.